I guess we got the Hughes Manor Feud. That's the next one. Alright, anyway, Hughes Manor Feud.
Loading Hughes Manners Feud. Loading complete. Good luck.
Ooh, there was a party. And murder. Murder. Off drops. Locket. I'll miss you, Dad. Meet with district attorney. Uh, I'm, I only told that he wants to charge the Holt kid even though he's a minor. Note, tell him it's not likely to move forward. Dinner with Joseph Michaels. Dad left sniper at the log cabin. Retrieve it. The gun, I'm guessing. Make sure to drive down next week and return it to him. District attorney appointed me as a prosecutor for Barley Davidson's case. Kyle Santino should have the initial files. Ready? Call Daniel. Dad died. Cancel this week. Call Valerie when home. Won't be good to see Ruby. About the two. James mended vermin defense. Rats and nasty things that crawl, we zap, shoot, and trap 'em all. Cool. Messages. Do you remember to prepare your speech for Friday? We're still preparing for the toast at 11 a.m. Hope you can be here early to help. Yeah, yeah. Hey, Felix, I'll be back at 2. Got some things to do. See you then. You hear that shit? Man, I'm sick of his attitude. So the plan is still in action, right? All three of us agree that he needs to be put in his place, right? No way I'm stopping now. I can already imagine the look on his face when I pull up the dirt on him. Can't believe we're going to do this. You know my son looks up to you. I do. Make sure my kids are not around. Keep Roger from drinking too much. Damon Goodman, James Goodman's son, is allergic to strawberries. Make sure he doesn't get any. Philip Braxton has a slight lactose intolerance. Evelyn Fletcher, Joshua Fletcher's mother, has early onset dementia. Alert Joshua in case anything happens. Roman's son is allergic to nuts. Remember William Riverside. Breads, hors d'oeuvres, croissants. I'm starving. Oh.
What was the event about?
We held a gathering to honor the late Gordon Hughes at his mansion. His 4 sons each gave a eulogy. Food and wine was served. Then his will was shown, revealed to his 4 children. If you wish to see them as evidence, we have provided the recorded audio tapes and a copy of the will.
Where were you at the time of the crime?
After all the guests left, I cleaned all the mess they had left behind. After that, I had to go run some errands. Here are the receipts of what I had to buy.
Do you have any suspicions of who did it?
I don't want to believe any of them did it. I've known them since they were so young. But I also know that it couldn't have been any of the guests, as I've personally watched them all leave before I started cleaning. Also, the sons were all in the house as I left. Welcome. We've gathered here today to honor the late Gordon Hughes. He was a dear friend and a dear father. We'll start our presentation of the eulogies with the successor of Gordon's company, Jonathan Reed. If you could stand up here.
Gordon was never just my boss. Over the time I was given to know him, he became one of my closest friends and the greatest teacher I've had. When I was young, I lived like trash. I was down on my luck and penniless. Gordon hired me, gave me a chance, and told me how to conduct myself. The position I have today is because of him, and there's nothing I can do to express the gratitude I feel. Gordon's own path was also similar, though with different starting points. He had to struggle to make his way to the top. Hard work, humility, and support. His virtues are what he told me to take to heart. I hope I can embody these as I take up the flag that he left behind. I swear to make his legacy last. As the new CEO of the Hughes Property Group, I would like to extend an offer to Roman, Gordon's youngest son, to work as a manager for our company. Roman, you are a rising star in the real estate world, and I'm sure that your father would want you to work with us. How about it?
No, thank you, Jonathan. But I'm quite proud of my current work, and I'd prefer not to take orders from anyone.
Oh, I see. I shall give you time to consider the offer. Now I believe that Ellis, Gordon's eldest, is next.
Thank you, Jonathan. I wouldn't have minded taking that managerial spot you have, by the way. Yeah. Anyhow, you may already know me. I'm a former collegiate rugby player. St. Valentine University, represent! The MVP awards and state rings I won, the successes I had, were because of my pops, Gordon Hughes. As a kid, he was always there, encouraging me to chase my dreams, to chase the ball. Even if he's no longer with us in person, I will make sure to carry on his legacy and ensure our family's success. Thank you. Oh, Roger, you're up.
Hello, and thank you all for coming today. I just want to share some of my precious memories with my father. Back when he was still alive, he would often take Glenn and I out to hunt with him. We'd have loaded up the truck with our food, tents, and the guns. It was an experience. We were still young back then, but I remember the first time he... Sorry, it's just a little difficult. I remember that time we went... Thank you, Glenn. Thank you.
Sorry about that. It's been rough for all of us, I'm sure. I will continue Roger's testimony on his behalf. Our father would often take Roger and I hunting. Of course, we never caught anything until we grew a little older. Father was always there, showing us how to do things right. Often, we would have to only load the truck up with his prizes, but in time, we'd add to that pile. I remember Roger's first kill. He started crying. Yes, you did. Not because you were happy that you'd finally succeeded, but because you felt bad for the deer when you got up to it. Our Father would then teach us the importance of each individual life. That deer would live on with us, and later within us. These life experiences he gave us led us to where we are today. Roger is now a successful chef. I, on the other hand, am a lawyer for the state. After Mom passed away, Dad resolved himself to give us as much support as he could. This wasn't just in our respective businesses, but in our lives and our own growing families. I think it really shows. Wherever you are now, Dad, thank you. God bless.
Thank you, Glenn. My father was a very successful man, like Jonathan said. Our grandfather's company was in the gutters when he got the position. What he accomplished with it was awe-inspiring. Like him, I decided to start with nothing as well. I wanted to climb the ladder with my own grit and sacrifice. I think Father appreciated that someone tried to do without. He was correct to put his faith in me. Roman Estate Co. is as successful as Hughes Property Group. Founding it was an endeavor, and to keep it running has been arduous. It's been like childbirth, something I thought only my wife would experience. Jonathan, as an aside, I believe that it's in my best interest to continue the great legacy that my father created, to continue his business modus operandi. I will buy out Hughes Property Group entirely. I'm sure I can find you a position as well. And that is all I have to say. Felix, back to you.
Thank you, Roman. Next, we have Gordon's closest friends, starting with Mr. William Darby.
Okay. So somebody died there, right? What we're getting from that. Can't go in there. There. None of these are we can interact with. Oh. Balloon's really a thing that you have at a eulogy? Trash bags. Walkie-talkies. Hunting. Gun. Tent. Knives. That's terrifying. Bag guns. Last will and testament. Felix Danny White 5%. Ellis 17% to 90%. 16. Oh. Slightly confused. Bentley also revised the final distribution. These notes being rendered and carried out are my will. I hope to note that I have a long life. I wish that in the next I shall be reunited with my wife. I hope the best to my sons and my grandchildren. May they be fulfilled with their lives, and may they stay united as a family. Upscaling the boob. Oh, Gordon wrote a book. Dear Felix, by the time you're reading this, I will have passed on. This letter is an additional note to the will I have left behind. I have hired Stanton Law to be an intermediary and supervise the distribution of the remainder of my will. This letter is to justify the thought process as to what is to follow. Each son will receive points based on their employment status and condition of their marriage or relationship. If they're unemployed, they'll be given a negative point to their overall amount. This is because I don't tolerate laziness. They have any job in general, they receive 1 point. They have a government job, they receive an additional 1 point. A middle management position gets an additional 1 point. If they're in a C-suite position or higher, they may receive 2 points to their overall amount. Marriage was sacred to me as it was to their mother. They are single, they do not receive or subtract any points. If they are divorced, they have a single point taken from them. They are married, they gain 1 point. They provided the family with even one single male heir, they gain an additional point. Whoever shall have the highest amount of points will receive 15% addition. Whoever shall have the second highest amount of points will receive a 10% addition. Third place shall receive the same. The final score shall receive 5%. I know this may seem like an odd request, but my children understand my values as they were raised. I'm proud of each one, but I've always liked to reward them allowance based on the chores they did. This is their final allowance. I know that you will follow my instructions without question, as you always have. However, I want you to know that with my death, your contract has come to an end. You are no longer required to work for the Hughes family, and I want to make sure that you feel no obligation. You are about the age of retirement, and I wish that you can live the rest of your life with your wife in peace. Therefore, I hope you carry out my last wishes, not as my butler, but as my good friend. Thank you. Issues. And pillow. Lifton's, the best served restaurant. Pertains to anything. Does this go anywhere? Is that Gordon? I'm a bit thrown off by the balloons, I'm gonna be honest. Something happened there. And here. Oh no. Someone died here. Do, Hey, what do you want from me? Let's talk. I'm busy right now. Urgent. Fine. Meet me outside in 5 minutes. You can call right now. He did. Who died? The mirror actually has a reflection. I'm surprised. The bowl. Someone likes to golf. Keys. Master bedroom. Ticket. Better luck next time. What does that even mean? Ticket cost, winnings total. Someone's a gambling person? Is that what that means? Hey, hon, I'm almost heading out. I believe my old man is actually gone. Don't want to be too sobby in this, but man, this hits me hard. On the bright side, I'll be rolling in the dough. Maybe we can finally settle down, just the two of us. I'll be in town for about 2 weeks, and this time I won't have to worry about having to constantly look for a job. You guys don't know what I'm missing out on. See you there. Yella. Who was married to Daniela? Hi, Brian. It's gonna be like the bloodbath where it doesn't really make any sense. Thing in the garbage can. Them saying in the very beginning that some evidence has been omitted for us to like figure out how smart we are. I think it's a cop out. I think it's stupid. If you're wanting us to do a crime solve, give us all the clues, whether we find it or not. To Samuel Hughes? Who's Samuel Hughes? To Harmony Hughes? Who's Harmony Hughes? Keep Roger from drinking too much. Damian Goodman, James Goodman's son, is allergic. Alright. Joshua Fletcher's mother. Roman's son is allergic to nuts. Roman has a kid. What do I need to figure out? Okay. Among the total amount is how much percent done. How many people were killed in the mansion? Depending on the number entered, please fill in the trader. No, was this all I can see? Nothing there, nothing there. Alright, so I popped back in after I had finished recording, but I was unsatisfied because I didn't understand what was going on. So I posted on Steam discussions and there was a collaboration and I think we figured out an assumption of what is happening. So someone was shot here based on the bullet casing that we found, but the biggest was the telephone conversations. So if we look at this one, I got something to do. Let's see. So we're assuming this phone is Ellis, because he talks douchey, and we got that from his speech. Here, so the plan is still in action, right? The assumption that we made is, or the guess that we made, is they're actually talking about wanting to attack their youngest brother because of how successful he is, and they just think that he needs to be put in his place here. Like they hate the fact that he was their father's favorite, and they wanted to put him in his place. And then this conversation here is deleted. We also figured out that Glenn is the lawyer and divorced based on here, because he talks about his kid. And just clear out the week. Dad died. Call Valerie went home. Won't be good to see Ruby, so that sounds like separation of family and joint custody. The other clues of who was up here. So you see all these marks here that I couldn't figure out. I thought it was a struggle. Like here's a vase here. Mark there where it broke the vase. So over here, if you look in here, there's a club here. Car keys and golf clubs. So we were guessing that this was Ellis's and that he is also a gambler. And he's married. And then there's this ring right here that says Ellis M. Hughes. I missed that the first time through. But his class ring. So this is Ellis's room. So he was swinging his golf club, breaking shit. Like he broke the vase with the golf ball here. Did there. I don't know if he beat him with the club or what, but he's down here. We're guessing this is Glenn's phone here based on the conversations on the phone. So one dead here. And then someone died here. And here's some bullet casings. So I'm going to guess someone grabbed a gun from here, came out, and shot here, killing this person. Roman was outside taking a phone call. So that leaves... So Ellis killed Glenn upstairs. The thought process behind that is that either Glenn or someone was backing out of putting Roman in his place. And that leaves Roger. After Ellis killed Glenn, he came down the stairs. Roger grabbed a gun and killed Ellis for killing Glenn. And that is how we got to that. How they got to this was just based on their starting percentage and divorce and with children. I don't know. I don't know. But anyway, that is how they came to that conclusion, based all on a golf club, a class ring, and 2 telephones, and a daybook. And some assumptions. I don't know. I think, like, again, I said before, the missing evidence to test our skills, I think, is a cop-out. If I'm being mean, I would say it's because I didn't want to design the assets for it. But that's a mean statement, and that's probably not it at all. They probably thought it was a clever mechanic to test our skills, but I don't know. Anyway, thank you for keeping me company. I am glad to be done with this series, but I know that as soon as I hit that X up on the top right and I X out of the game, I'm going to be like, oh, I wish there was more cases. But this one especially frustrated me just because it didn't make much sense. Anyway, I will be back with something else. Thanks for keeping me company.